Can we meet you, sir?
My name is Adejumo Emmanuel Olufemi. Everybody call me Boy Salah. They call me Boy Salah because of my background, artistic background, being one of the Baba Salah's son, Moses Olaya Adejumo. Everybody call him Baba Salah because that's his stage name. And also myself, being as an artist, I bear the name Boy Salah because Boy Salah to me is just the little Baba Salah. Because I myself, I'm a comedian too, just like my daddy. I sing just like my daddy. I act just like my daddy. I'm a movie producer, music producer. Everything that my daddy does, I do. So and I can always see my daddy in me. That's why I bear that name. And everybody knows me for the name all over the world, in America, in UK, in Europe. They call me, talk to me, Boy Salah, and so
let's go to your background. What can we let us know a little about your education?
We're many in my house, and my daddy sent all of us to school. After my high school in 1988, I told my daddy, I want to know more about this job. Daddy said, even myself, I want you to know, because right from my childhood I've showed interest in the performing arts, and my daddy said, look, before you can go to any university, you have to learn the practical, you have to learn the basic of it, so that it will make the university thing easier for you. So I joined my father's company, and we started acting here and there, shooting movies here and there, going to tour. Sometimes it's me that it was sent to go and paste posters, when you want to do film or stage production somewhere. After the poster, they will tell us to go and paste the poster all over the states. I do that. Nobody will know that I'm Baba Salah's son. So, and nobody will know. I'm sorry, 1 minute. So nobody will know. I learned a lot from my daddy. My daddy played keyboard very well. He played the saxophone very well. And at the leisure time, my daddy would call me by his side. He would start playing music. He would be singing. And that's how I pick interest in the keyboard. I pick interest in the saxophone. In fact, I learned everything I've been doing. I learned it from my daddy. So after a while, I went to the university. Before the university, I went to a private dance school because I am a dancer. I am a dance artist. I love dancing because when I see my mother and other wives dancing on stage in the era of Alani Jo Theatre, so I love the way they do the dances. So, and that's where I started having interest in becoming a good dancer. So after my high school, working with my daddy enrolled me with a company, Omitun Dance Company, under the tutelage of Christopher Emmanuel. That one showed me the rudiment of dance. So my daddy was showing me how to act, how to do other business in the theater world, so that when this one is not working, the other one will be working. So it's like I'm a jack of all trade, doing editing, doing all those stuff. My daddy pushed me into it. I just have to know it. So till I get to the National Troupe of Nigeria, which is the highest art body in Nigeria. So joining the National Troupe exposed me to so many things, exposed me to the world. In fact, I saw theater in another dimension. So I went to the university, Lagos State University, and I met good people like Professor Shola Fosudo, Dr. Tunji Aziz, Dr. Yesterday Dosumo, Dr. Komalafe, all of them, they taught us, and I saw theater in another way from the Anijo style. Though I excel in everything that I do at the university, both my practical and my theory, because what my daddy told me then, that you need to know this before you further your education. So when I get there, it makes things very, very easy for me. So, and I finished in peace, and I've been moving here and there. I've been doing artwork all my life for 29, 30 years now. I've been in the art industry, and the art has given me so many things. I've performed, conduct workshop all over the world, all except Australia that I've never touched. That's in terms of continent. So it means that I made it in my profession. It gave me everything. It gave me house, gave me wife, gave me children, gave me everything. So that is my background.
So apart from your father, is there another person you have seen as a role model?
Yes, I saw many people as role model, because before I reached this level that I am in my career, I've passed through so many people. One of them is Professor Ahmed Yerima. Professor Ahmed Yerima taught me so many things in my life, artistically, politically, everything. He mentored me for about 9 years. He took me abroad. He gave me this. The man was too much. I learned a lot from Professor Ahmed Yerima, how to act, how to write, how to direct plays. Now I'm a director. I'm an established director. I direct plays here and there. I do choreography here and there. That's the work of Professor Ahmed Yerima. He really helped my life. He turned me, he refined me, because I was coming raw from my father, from my art council that I work with. He accepted me, and he molded me, he touched me into the art system. Another person is Dr. Arnold Udoka. He helped me too in my career, in my dance career. Mrs. Yemi Dedeke, that one pushed me so high, so much that, hey, Emmanuel, for you not to excel in this your profession, I will not accept. So she gave me a lot of push, and anything that I needed to help my career. Mrs. Yemi Olariwaju Dedeke, gave it to me. He gave it to me, and that's Dr. Arnold Udoka coming. So let's just pause it. Let me greet him. Mrs. Yemi Olariwaju pushed me a lot. I passed through so many people that mentored me. They mentored me. I respect them. Everything I do in my life, I always call them. Sir, I want to do this. Can you give me advice? Can you do this? Abdul Christopher Emmanuel was my first dance teacher. So I mentored him. All my dance style, my dance skill is from him. So many people that I've passed through, and they mentored me.
Is there any point in life that you have been disappointed?
So many, so many. Even though when I am disappointed, God always crown my disappointment with blessings. I can say I'm a product of good luck, blessings, because even right from the time I wanted to come to the National Troupe of Nigeria, I struggled. I was disappointed. My name didn't come out from the list, and at the end of the day, I just got a phone call. You have been enlisted. So many, so many. But Bible even says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous," but God, take him out of all. So there are so many disappointments that I have. But glory be to God.
Can you tell your fans who is Boy Salah?
Yeah, Boy Salah is a very simple guy, young man. As an artist, I call myself total artist. My friends call me Polytechnic, Mr. Polytechnic, because I do so many things. Boy Salah is a concept. It's just a concept like Baba Salah. My daddy woke up one day and he started doing comedy. He thinks abnormal. You know, even right in the house, in the family, he thinks abnormal. So, and I was thinking that if my daddy could achieve this, Emmanuel, you too, you have to do something. You have to start somewhere. And my daddy always tell us, think out of box. Think what you can do without me. Think, even though his name opened a lot of doors for us, but I started thinking, you know, what apart from my dance career that I reached one height in Nigeria, my acting career too, and other things. You know. So Boy Salah is an actor. He's an actor, established actor. He's a director. Boy Salah is a musician. I sing. I released albums. You know, I have 4 albums now in the market. I'm working on my next album now that probably by God's grace is coming out in December. And so Boy Salah is a musician. Boy Salah is a multi-instrumentalist. I play the keyboard very well. I play the saxophone. So I can say Boy Salah is a comedian. He's a comedian. Apart from my acting, I do MCs here and there. I do stand-up comedy. You know, I anchor events. You know, for people. You know, so and very soon I'm starting my sitcom too. My television drama, online drama. Very, very soon. By October, the first one is going to come out on the line. Then the other ones will come out on the TV, on the channels. So and television presenter. So I do all such. So Boy Salah is a total artist. Everything that I learned from my daddy, I use it to build a concept for myself. And that concept is working. And that is Boy Salah for you.
Do we have other families who are into theater?
Yes, you know, my daddy had many children. So, few of them are in theater, like Lanre Adejumo. Lanre Adejumo, we call him Alambe. His stage name is Mr. Pachua. So that one is exactly like my daddy. He carried that Baba Salah's character. He make us like old man, carry big tie, do all those Yoruba comedy. Very, very good. So he's an artist, unlike myself, that I call myself boy, that I'm younger version of Baba Salah. You know, so Biodun Adejumo is my elder brother. He himself too is an actor. He's an established actor and producer. He works with the Broadcasting Television of Oyo State, BCOS. So then Smart Adejumo is a performer, one of the performers in our family. He acts, he sings, he dances just like myself. So we have Jumoke. Jumoke Adejumo is in the Ikorodu there. She's an MC. She do all this alaga joko. She's so funny. In fact, in my family, the ladies were more funnier than the guys in my family. All our ladies are so funny because that thing is in their blood. So only few of us are in the arts anyway. Others, it's not that because they don't have interest, they still do. When we call them, come and do this part, they do perfectly. But they are into other professions, doctor, nurses, lawyer, like that, blah blah blah.
So let's really touch Baba. Tell us a little about Baba from the time you know that.
My daddy, if I said I should talk about daddy, is going to be in two ways, okay. Right? The family side and the business side. So in family side, my daddy is a wonderful father. My daddy loves all his children, loves all his wives, and in the house, he is somebody who will not take nonsense. Even though he's funny, you will not know that daddy is serious sometimes, but when he keep on talking about that issue, you know that old man is serious. So you just have to sit tight on this matter, blah blah. Oh, daddy is a good family man who loves his children, who cater for all the children. Even though when we were small, we saw our daddy once or twice a year when we were so young, because they go to rehearse for 3 months. After rehearsal, they travel. They came back after another 3 months. They enter another rehearsal. That's why we only see our daddy like during the Christmas and New Year period. The rest rehearsal. So he had worked seriously for us to build that name, to build that legacy. We all love him. So artistic world, when you meet daddy, you won't know that is it the same gentleman. Even Awolowo during his lifetime could not believe that it's my daddy. When they introduced my daddy to Awolowo, that this is a Baba Salah, he said Laila, it cannot be, because he thought Baba Salah is one old man, a retiree from a PWD who is so stupid truly. This is a young man in his 30s that started something. My dad is so cool, but he doesn't joke with his play. So he will tell you, this is what I want you to do. If you are not doing it well, he will act it, he will enact it, he will show you, do it. That's practical. Daddy doesn't want to fall down on Okada and like an effect. He wants to really fall down. Daddy, maybe that's why he's worn out now. He really wants to act the way, because on stage they beat him, he run here and there. He take care of his project, his work with passion. That's daddy for you. Daddy, what else? I don't know. He's a simple person who always listen to ideas. Even as young as we are, if you say, Daddy, don't you think that this and that? In fact, it reached a point that it is we, especially me, that direct him on stage when he was still agile on stage, because we do more of stage play for Fashion Joy, like that. So Daddy, turn to the left, yes, good, and turn to the right, and he will comply. So he's a person that respect his job and respect whoever that is on his set. Daddy, and he knows how to really combine the family and the business together. He doesn't miss the two, but he get them together. That's why all his wives are artists. Some of his children are artists.
So what are the things, apart from acting, that Baba likes doing? When he wakes up in the morning, what are the things he first do?
When I wake up in the morning?
Baba himself.
Baba himself, you see, when Daddy wake up in the morning, all of us, it is the time that we are sleeping, that around 5, 6, that's when you hear gong gong, gong gong, gong gong, gong gong. He will ring bell by himself to all the flats. They no born you well, not to wake up. That's another side of Daddy. Because since the time I know my dad, he had never for once called us, say, okay, this is this juju. Do ha ha ha. Take it. Bring your head or bring your part. Let me put a bere. Let me put mark. No, Daddy doesn't. Since the time I know my daddy has been a Christian, and he showed us the way of Christianity. So every morning around 5:30, the first bell go ring. Bang, bagang, bagang, bagang. Once it's 6 o'clock like this, all of us we are at the sitting room already, and he knows all of us. Once he look fiam, he didn't see you, he won't talk. After the prayer, he will come to your mother's room to pick you, fetch you, and beat you, die. He will beat you, so that following morning when you hear the first bell, it is you that will first go there. So every morning when my daddy wake up, it is prayer. We will have our morning devotion for 1 hour between 6 and 7, Gabadaya. 6 and 7, then everybody can go and back. You can go to your work, you can go to school, you can go to. That's what my daddy do every day, every early in the morning, and in the night by 9 o'clock he will ring the same bell. We will go there, we will pray together for 30 minutes. The family that prays together is good.
Now, let's come back to the issue of the main thing. Is there any time you have been bullied on stage?
Bully on stage?
Yes, maybe.
So many times, when you are the time I first, apart from my daddy's stage, I first find myself on another person's stage, I was bullied because I was naive. I was myopic about all this news. The thing was, it's like another word for me, another. So, and they gave me a role. I was trying to get my line. I was trying to see somebody just came. One of the co-actors just say, "I'm doing jaga jaga on stage, this and that, blah blah." Before you know it, he has hijacked that role from me. He bullied me. He hijacked the role. I was saying, "Look, well, I'm still learning." He said, "No, if you want to be on this field, you have to sharp. You have to be very very sharp. You have to." That's another way. I told you, Abnisho. I learned when I get to outside Alawada industry. I started learning many things. So they bullied me. So then, if you want to catch a monkey, you have to behave like a monkey. So I started observing. Apart from my father's play, the first play I performed, I participated very well on, was this play written by Femi Oshofi, Midnight Hotel. I was on my first, apart from my daddy's stage. I was bullied. At the end of the day, I became singer. I cannot act, that play for that matter is a comedy. It's a comedy. So I was bullied, I was pushed out of stage. I joined the singer. And I learned a lesson, but afterward, I started picking roles, I became hot cake.
So advice, there are some younger generation who are your fans. They are looking up to you. They are talented. They don't know how to start to go about it. What's your advice for them?
Well, what I will tell young ones that are coming up in the art industry, number one, I will tell them the truth. It's not easy. Number one, you have to be persevere. Perseverance is first thing. Number two, tolerance. Number three, endurance. Number four, honesty. Number five, you don't have to be lazy. You keep on striving. You keep on, even English word says you stoop to conquer. You understand? There are up and downs in life. There are a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of mistakes in my life, in my career, in my personal life. Because Yoruba says when you fall down, you rise again. My daddy always ring that into our head, that if a horse fall you down, he say rise up again and climb that horse again. Now that has been my philosophy, and it's working for me. If you want to be an established artist, don't mind what people say about you. Don't mind the way people see you. Imagine the way you are seeing yourself. You are seeing yourself as, one day I will become the president of Nigeria. One day I will become the hot cake in the market. One day I want my poster to be on the billboard here and there. One day I have to work hard. I must be Glow ambassador. I must be MTN ambassador. You understand? So just focus on your career. Focus on that, your dream. Because outside there are a lot of dream killers. Then you need money. Nigerian system, you need money. So don't say because you are talented, you want to be acting, you want to be singing, you want to find a job to back yourself up. If you're a man, it's not easy. If you do not find a work to back your acting career up at the beginning beginner's level, then a woman might turn to a prostitute. A guy might turn to a nuisance on the street, because not all the time the jobs will be coming. So keep on training yourself. Join a formidable caucus, a dance company, a theater company. Establish one that they train, not the ones that they will tell you, help me carry bag, help me carry purse, or help me carry my phone. You'll be doing like a PA, one stupid PA. Get yourself into a dance school or a theater school. It's somewhere you will be taught. You will be taught correctly. Then start training yourself to mix with people of notable, people that will help your career, not those that will be gisting here and there, will be talking about nonsense. Those that they will tell you everything you need to know about your career. that they will push you. So that sometimes you won't have money. In my heyday like that, in fact, I remembered one big disappointment. I thought that with the name and everything, at least I should get a contract from one bank like that. I wrote a script. I was moving from one place to another. I was moving looking for sponsor. You know, I got to this bank and they welcomed me very well. Say, okay, this is your script? Yes, it's my script. And I was even making mouth, telling them how the play. By the time they finished with me like this, I walked out of that place disappointed. You understand? But hear me today now. I gave many people scripts, even for free. Some they give me money. I do my own too. I shot my own film, and you know, I'm okay. Okay. So don't be disappointed with everything that comes your way bad. See it as blessing. You know, it makes you to work harder on your career. It makes you to work firm and to discover yourself more. So I would just tell them that they should have patience. Have patience. Have patience.
So to round it up, you've traveled, you've acted in Nigeria, home and abroad.
Yes.
Can you tell us the difference?
Over there, the difference is also clear. When you perform in abroad, it's different from performing here in Nigeria, because in Nigeria they have everything. In fact, they just have everything there. Well, how do I say? Here you will be performing, lights will go boom. I've performed here with a candle light, a stage production like that, and people, you know, we have audience, and boom, light went off. We have to put candle light to finish the production. That can't happen in abroad. Abroad, over there you have a room to yourself as principal actor. You have carrots, you have apple, you have all those trees. In fact, acting in abroad, and they appreciate you. They appreciate you both financially, both physically. You know, they appreciate you. You're an actor over there. They always call you. They always want you around them. They always want to know more about you. Not that they just want to get a CV or autograph anyhow. You know, acting in abroad is better than here. Though we are, at least in Nigeria, is improving. Theater is coming up. Apart from I'm not talking about movies now. I'm talking about theater, stage performances. You know, movies has gone viral. You know, every Dick and Harry does it. But acting on stage, not everybody can do that. And there are cool, good money in it. When we go abroad to act, we make a lot of money. They call you, they invite you to come and act. They've paid you all your money into your account. You know, so here you will perform, finish. You will be pursuing a producer that they should balance you up, or they should pay your money. So the difference is very, very clear.
Yeah. Let's close it by talk about piracy. It's one of the challenges.
Yeah, piracy ruined my daddy in those days. When they stole the film, popular film Onumoru, you know, they wrecked him, and federal government could not even do anything. So if they can't do it over there, then even though they are trying now, I believe they can't still do anything, because there is them that know them. That's the piracy issue. People that, in fact, producers nowadays, they do their film and they will tell you go and sell the piracy copy. Here now they sell piracy copy because they want to be popular. When the pirates pick your movie, they put it inside their 10-in-1, you know, and it makes it more popular. They are now begging for it. Come and pirate my movie, please, so that I can be popular.
It's nice speaking with you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
So we really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And God Almighty will bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.